All right, everyone, how's it going? My name's Travis, and this is a part two to the personal fitness coach that Chatbot that I already made a video on. But in the first video, we only talked about the workout plan. Now we're going to go into the nutrition plan. It's a very similar process. So if you didn't watch the workout plan, watch that now because this whole nutrition plan is going to be set up super easily. You can also copy and paste a lot of this that I'm going to show you. But yeah. So again, just in case you're new, we're using VoiceFlow. VoiceFlow is the best chatbot building platform out there. And the goal of this is to build a personal fitness coach that can create workout plans and nutrition plans based on a user's needs and specific guidelines. So this is the workout plan that we already built, and you can see, we ask for stuff like their weight, their gender, their age, their fitness level, and then we create a plan based off of all their answers and also provide some questions after to follow up with. But yeah, so for the nutrition plan, we're going to basically copy the first 50% of the workout plan because we need to gather their variables like their name, their age, and whatnot. So we're going to start with a text block, and we'll say, "Great, I can help you create a nutrition plan." Then we'll add another text block and say, "Before we begin, what is your name?" And then this is the capturing variable process that we're going to just basically reuse. So to show it real quick, we're going to go to capture. So instead of last utterance, we are going to change that to username. So I already created the variable. It's right here. If you didn't do the first part, then you'll just have to create the variable. So in here, you say create new variable, and then make it username or whatever you want it to. And then for the second step, you have to hit actions, a plus on that, set variable, and we're going to set name to parentheses username. The key thing here is you want the username, or you want the variable after 2 to match this in here. So make sure you have that. And so that is the process, really quick and simplified. I'm going to basically copy and paste whatever variables I am reusing. The variables I am reusing is obviously the name we already got. We're going to do the email for the follow-up, gender, weight, age, uh, nutrition goals, and any allergies. Or I guess I'll ask health goals in general, and then we'll also ask if they're working out currently. So yeah, I'm going to copy and paste whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to get on that. Another quick thing to mention is make sure all your nodes are connected through the arrow, and make sure they're coming from the variable here. And in this case, we have 2 variables, so we got to drag both of them to this block. So I just copied some of those. We have the name, email, gender, weight, and age. Next, I'm going to ask for their health goals. And then in specific, we're kind of asking here, like, do they want to lose or gain weight, and how much weight do they want to lose or gain? And again, when you're setting your variables, make sure you're using the parentheses or the squiggly parentheses, I forget what they're called, in the second block here. So it should look like this. And then I'm going to ask like how much exercise they do per day or a week, I guess. I'll just say how much do you exercise, and then we'll add the buttons. Oh, there they are. Buttons, and we'll say light, medium, and heavy. Or no, we'll say, actually we'll just say none, uh, light, or heavy. And then for each of these variables, make sure you add the action of setting the variable. So we'll just say exercise. And then set exercise. And then in the button choices, we're doing quotation marks for each block. So we'll say none for this one. Did not mean to add set for that. For the light, set variable, look up exercise, then parentheses, or quotation marks, light, and then repeat for the heavy. I actually didn't like the sound of heavy, so I'm just going to say a lot instead. Then lastly, we'll ask for allergies, because that's pretty important, because we're talking about food. So we'll ask, do you have any allergies? Allergies has two L's, I believe. That looks more right. And then again, the buttons, say yes or no. Now, if they say yes, we're not going to add an action for that, because we'll add a follow-up question. So for now, yeah, we're going to add the set variable action for no. We're going to create the variable allergies. And then here we'll do quotation marks, no. Then leave it at that. Now if they said yes, we'll ask them, what allergies do you have? And then we'll do the listen, capture. Instead of this, we're going to change that to allergies. Actions, set variable. Okay, so mine looks like that. And that is all we need for the build up. Now it's time for the AI to do its work. So we're going to go to response AI. Make sure we drag both of these to this block. Make sure you drag the yes block down there and the no one to here. Now you have a choice here for the data source. I don't have a knowledge base because I'm not a personal trainer or anything. If you do, you could use a knowledge base. It's a pretty similar setup here. You have the question and instructions, and you obviously have your knowledge base linked. But I'm using the AI model. So for the prompt here, which is basically the question. All right, so here's the prompt. One thing I forgot to kind of do, or something I messed up on a little bit, is for the allergies. If they say yes to this, we actually want to change these variables. So I'm just going to delete what we have here. And instead of leaving this as allergies, we are going to change this to user allergies. And then actions, set variable, have user allergies in the bottom one, and we'll just have allergies in the top. That way, we can say in here, my allergies are this. And if you don't have allergies, it's not even going to mention that. So that's the prompt. The temperature is basically how much freedom you want the AI to have. It's set at 0.7. I'll just leave it there for now, whatever. We'll give it more token space. Shouldn't need too much. You definitely don't need that much, but I'm just doing it for the heck of it. I believe it's like 100 tokens is around 75 words, so take that as you will. And for the system, I'm just going to copy and paste something and show it to you. So here's the system that I just put in. You can pause it and read it if you want. Take inspiration from it if you want, or just completely make your own. Fine with me. As long as you test it, make sure you test this part thoroughly. So yeah, that is a question. Now, follow up, we're going to ask, do you have any questions about the nutrition plan? And we'll add the buttons of yes or no. We don't need to set actions for this. We don't need to store this stuff, so we're good. And let's say they do, well, first we're going to drag this here. Let's say they do, then we'll ask, what would you like to know? So we'll say, what would you like to know? And then we will capture, and we're actually going to leave all that the same. We'll drag yes to here. And then, I'll just leave that. We'll do response AI. Drag that to here. And instead of having that prompt, we're going to change this to respond using memory in prompt. And so then the prompt will be respond to parentheses last utterance. Prompt settings, we'll keep that short and all that. That's good. And then the system, you have to put something in, or you don't have to, but it's always good to. I just gave something a little short there. Again, test it and do something that's more to your liking. And then after this, we will ask again, do you have any other questions? And then add in the choice or the buttons. Yes, no. If they say yes, we just send them back to this block, and it's a cycle there. If they say no, then the conversation is pretty much ended. We'll just say, thanks for chatting. Hope this helps. Then we would drag both of those here and we'll be done. But there's also another side thing we could do. So like I mentioned with the email and in the last video as well, we captured the email here. So if we wanted to kind of get this data outside of the chatbot and I guess on a follow up with the user, then we could add in a Zapier or a make.com automation. If you're unfamiliar with those platforms, they're basically just automation platforms. And all you have to do is create accounts there, drag in this API from the dev. You would change the get to a post, and then on the platform of, let's say Zapier, for example, you'd get the custom webhook, and you'd put it in here, send the request and whatnot, and that'll be that. And basically, in Zapier, you could extract whatever data you want from it and send it to the email. And if you wanted to know how that looked, you would just drag the nose to here. Then after that, you drag it here. If it was a fail, then we would just say, sorry, an error occurred. And yeah, but I'm not doing that for this example, so I'm just going to delete that. Just letting you know that that is an option. We're going to drag both nodes here. And then to end it, we'll send it here, which is just a block that says that the assistant ends in current state, which is right here. That's all you'd have to do. But yeah, let's test it now. So we're gonna hit run test. We're not gonna hit workout plan. We're doing nutrition. What is my name? It's Travis. Email 123 at email, whatever. I am a man. My weight is 200, like right on the dot, I think. I am 21. We'll say because I do want to lose weight. It is cutting season. I want to lose, let's say 35 pounds in the next 5 months. How much do you exercise? A lot. Nope. This will always take a second. Only like 15 maybe. That was pretty quick. Alright, and then here we go. It says, hi Travis, based on your information, here's a nutrition plan to help you achieve your weight loss goal of losing 35 pounds in the next 5 months. We got all this stuff. See, I didn't even like upload any knowledge bases. I didn't inform it on any of this stuff, and it's basically the AI doing this stuff, which is pretty freaking cool. So we have a BMR there. It's throwing in the fact that I've exercised to change the diet, which is so cool. All of this is pretty confusing to me, so I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit more and see what they're talking about. And again, if you see this in the testing and like, well, I don't want to confuse I don't want to confuse the users. I want to make everything simple. Then you could just ask AI to hide all these calculations, or ask it to like highlight the important facts from here. But so we got breakfast. This is like the stuff we're kind of eating. Lunch and dinner. Now, if you wanted actual like meal plans where it's doing meal by meal plans, then throw that into the system. I am kind of interested about that, so I'm gonna say yes, and I'll ask, what are two example meals for each daily meal that fits my plan. And let's see what it comes up with here. So I think the problem here is this is on me because I set the token limit too low, so they didn't type the whole thing. But for breakfast, we got a veggie omelet, made with all this, Greek yogurt, not with all that. So real quick, I guess we're gonna test it here live. We're gonna go to this, and we're gonna bump the tokens up to like, I'll say like 800 or so. That should be more than enough. And let's rerun it, and I'll just skip to that part again. So another problem I ran into was like for both, the tokens were too low. So I just moved both those up. Also, it asked for my height in one of them, so I just added that into the variable stuff. Again, that's probably like one of the inconsistencies you're gonna get without having a knowledge base, or without not like diving into the system too much about how you want to calculate these numbers. If you are a fitness fitness coach or whatever, hopefully you have your own like personal like stuff that you like to teach, and you could easily add that into there. If not, you could just look someone up online, which I probably should have done that. But yeah, okay, we're gonna run this test one last time, and hopefully this should give me everything I need. Alright, so here's a huge list we got here. So it says the 5 stuff we want. Meal breakdowns, we got breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. This is using up a lot of tokens, which could be costly in the long run. So I guess a good, word of advice I'd give is to maybe hide some of this information, like tell specifically tell your chatbot to like only produce like whatever you want it to show. You don't have to go into detail about how you're calculating this stuff and all the science behind whatever. And maybe you don't even want to mention all these like, protein and fat and carbohydrate stuff. And maybe you only want to mention the meals. That would be a way to save your tokens. But I still want to know my specific meal plans. So I'm gonna say what or give me an example of a meal for each of the meals. We'll say that. We'll test it a little bit. Then here we go. We got our meals. And that looks pretty good to me. We'll say no. And that is that. And so that is the nutrition plan setup complete. Ran into a little bit of problems there at the end, but that's why I emphasize so much on the testing part. Test and test over and over again until you like the results. You're going to have to play around with the temperature. I probably should have played around with the temperature more. The tokens, and obviously the system and prompt. The prompt, again, is like the questioning. The system is basically informing the AI on what its purpose is, what its job is, and all that. So probably in the system, if I wanted to like not show all the math and like the science behind the nutrition plan, then in the system I would say like hide all the information or whatnot. Or I guess in the prompt I would just say only output the meal plan and nothing else. Oh no, up to you. And again, if you want it more specific, just lower the temperature, maybe to like zero point 0.4. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought of it and if this is helpful or if you need any help building this yourself. And if there are any other like add-ons to this, gym or slash health coach that you wanted to, I guess, ask and bring on, let me know in the comments and I could definitely look into that. I'm huge into this industry, so this is fun for me to work with. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a like if you enjoyed and if the video brought value to you. And thank you so much for watching.